All right, so for those of you that watch later on today, I'm on cocktail number 2 as I'm doing this live stream. So forgive the bloodshot eyes, the baggy skin right here, because I've been taking care of myself, and the full on beard with a little gray. I just had my heart completely destroyed here on day 10 of no contact. That's not an exaggeration either. Whoops. So, let's look at a couple things that have occurred. Number one, actually, the only thing that occurred, I got a phone call. I got a phone call from, we're going to call her Diana. Fake name. So we're gonna use fake names to make this easy. So the woman I was in love with that I went no contact on, or started the process of no contact on, however you want to put it, her name is Jessica. We're going to call her daughter Jackie. We're going to call the woman that called me Diana. We're going to call one of my good friends Joanne. So one of my good friends was in the car today. We were taking one of her family members from San Francisco Airport to her house out in, we'll say north of Fresno. And I got a phone call from Diane, who claimed that she was really close to Jessica. That she had known Jessica, the woman I was in love with, for over 25 years. Oh, really? I go, what's her? And I started asking test questions to find out if this person was real or just a bullshit artist. And the first thing I asked was, oh, okay, so you know her daughter. Yes, I know her daughter. What's her daughter's last name? She gave it exact. Oh. So you know her daughter is 27 years old, right? She goes, no, her daughter's 24. Oh. Her dad lives in such and such a city in such and such a state. And the final thing is she says, and Jessica was engaged to XYZ rapper in the mid 2000s. Hello. I'm like, wow. Okay. You have my attention. Hello, Cheese. You have my attention. Hello from Japan. Hello. So you have my attention. Not good. I am not good at all. And I'm going to explain why. So Diane, I'm going to give the very short version. So Diane tells me that, and these are two most important parts. Diane tells me the first most important part is she says, the woman, Jessica, that you think is your girlfriend / person / love of your life is actually still living with her boyfriend that you think is her ex-boyfriend, Jack. Fake name. I go, really? What do you know about him? She goes, he works construction. He has a brown SUV that he drives most of the time. That he also lends to his cousin, who he lives with, because sometimes his cousin, which is a woman, which is the best friend of Jessica, sometimes needs a bigger SUV to lug around the whole family instead of her Honda Civic that she drives around as a daily driver. I'm like, huh. And she goes, I know it's hard to believe. Got any other cocktail? I know it's hard to believe, but she's been living with this man the entire time while you've been paying her bills. So the entire time while you've been paying her bills, paying her lease in Jacksonville, Florida, not where her condo is, by the way. The entire time you've been selling stuff out of your trailer, that's your own personal stuff, to get her grocery money while you're trying to get your YouTube thing together. She goes, the entire time while you've been doing that, she's been in his bed, sleeping with him in his cousin's house, which happens to be her best friend. Now, Joanne, one of my best friends, is sitting in my front seat of my car listening to this whole conversation. We happen to be 20 minutes away from the city where this is claimed to be happening. And my friend Joanne goes, you know what, John? I go, what? She goes, we need to go see if this is true. And I go, I'm not knocking on the door. I'm not ringing the doorbell. I'm not going to do any of that shit. She goes, no, I got a good idea. So we take it off mute. And she says, ask the girl how, and ask for more details. So this woman, Diane, says that Jack gets home from his East Bay construction job between 4:15 and 4:30 every afternoon in his brown SUV right now because his truck is broken down. I go, really? She goes, yeah. So we drive down. We pull over, we see the brown SUV. I know which one because I've seen it before in the past. And I see it there. So my friend Joanne hops out of the car while it's still kind of moving. And she goes and sits and puts her hand on the hood. This is about 4:40 in the afternoon. And she, like that with her hands. And she runs back to the car, hops in the car, we drive off. I go, what's wrong? She goes, the engine's really hot. She goes, it barely has been turned off within the last 5 or 10 minutes. I go, holy crap. So it's Joanne person, I call her back. And I say, how do I know you're not somebody jealous of her or maybe trying to fuck with my head or screw with me? How can I possibly believe you? And this woman, Diane, had probably the best answer that any human being could have that proves that this Diane person has nothing to gain and nothing to lose to talking to me. Watch this. This was her answer. She says, look, I understand you're skeptical. So I'm going to ask you a 5-part question. And you think about it. She goes, when was the last time Jessica came over to your place and laid in your bed with you and spent the night with you? She says, part 2, When was the last time that she called you or texted you just to see how your daughters are doing? Huh. When was the last time that she called you or texted you within a 5 to 30 minute period and had nothing to do with her needing money? When was the last time that she went out on a date with you by herself without a friend or a family member? And the one that probably hit me the hardest: when was the last time that she texted you or called you between the hours of 4 p.m. and 9 p.m.? The answer to the 5 of those questions was never. Before Diana could get it out of her mouth, my friend Joanne said, "Holy crap, John, Jessica's been using you for money." Then I started asking more questions to myself. Out of that entire Barker family, who's the only one that's even checked in on me to make sure I've eaten for the day? Jessica's daughter, who's autistic, by the way. When was the last time somebody checked in to see how my daughters were doing? Jessica's 24-year-old daughter, who's autistic. When was the last time somebody called me or texted me to be able, that didn't want their hand out for more money? Jessica's daughter, who happens to also be autistic. Now the real question comes up. The question now is, do I confront Jessica? Do I leave her unblocked but ignore her text and phone calls like she has done to me in the past? Do I block her on everything and not give her another thought? Keeping in mind she will be losing her Jacksonville, Florida condo and probably $300,000, $400,000 worth of stuff because she's going to get evicted. Do I stay no contact the way I'm at right now, which is unblocked, no taking calls, no taking texts? Do I completely block her or do I confront her? I guess that's the real $1,000,000 question. Especially since I'm drinking alcohol tonight. I'm 41 years old. I don't need this shit. I really don't. But let me know in the comments section.